Did they really think a single spark could reduce you to nothing? Did they truly believe their betrayal, their deceit, their venomous words would turn you to dust? They struck the match, but they never expected the inferno that followed. Because you weren't made of paper, you were made of fire. And now, their kingdom, the empire they built on lies, manipulation, and arrogances crumbled into ashes. The same people who laughed at your suffering now watch in silence, paralyzed by the storm they created. You never sought revenge, but fate delivered it anyway. So tell me, how does it feel to watch them drown in the flames they started? They thought they were burning you alive. They thought they had you trapped in the flames of your own destruction. They underestimated you. They never realized that every spark they threw at you only made you stronger. You didn't burn. You absorbed the fire. You let it consume your weaknesses, your doubts, your pain until only steel remained. They saw a victim, but what they didn't see was the transformation. Every time they pushed you, every time they tried to break you, they were unknowingly forging something unbreakable. They thought they were writing your ending. They were actually writing their own. Pain, betrayal, isolation. You've lived through it all. You remember the nights when you had nothing but your thoughts, when their laughter echoed in your head, when their words cut deeper than any blade. But instead of breaking, you evolved. You learned to feed off the pain. They feared your silence, but they had no idea what was brewing beneath it. Because the person you once were, gone, dead, burned to ashes. Now, you are the storm. They called you weak. Now they call you unstoppable. They created a monster. And now they fear what they cannot control. They expected you to react. They waited for you to cry, to beg, to fall apart. But you did the one thing they never expected. You stayed silent. No response, no emotions, no explanations. Just cold, calculated silence. And that silence, it drove them insane. Because silence is power. Silence is control. It forces them to drown in their own guilt, their own regrets, their own failures. They wanted a war, but you gave them a mirror instead. And when they looked into it, they saw their own destruction staring back at them. The scars on your body, the wounds in your soul. They are not signs of defeat. They are proof of survival. Each one tells a story. Each one is a reminder that you were built differently. They thought they were hurting you, but all they did was carve history into your skin. You wear your pain like armor. Because every scar is a battle won. Every wound is a lesson learned. And now, you are untouchable. There's nothing more painful than watching the person you tried to destroy rise from the ashes. They laughed when you fell, but now, their laughter has turned into silence. They see you standing taller. They see you moving stronger. And the worst part? There's nothing they can do about it. They used to pity you. Now they envy you. And that is the ultimate revenge. Nothing haunts them more than the sight of you thriving. Nothing eats them alive more than knowing you don't even think about them anymore. Because in the end, they wanted to break you. Instead, they made you legendary. And that realization, it destroys them. They lie awake at night, wondering how you did it, wondering why they couldn't stop you, wondering how they became so powerless. The answer is simple. They were never your enemy. They were your fuel. Poetic justice. That's what this is. You didn't seek revenge. You didn't chase them down. You didn't fight back. You just became so powerful that their kingdom collapsed on its own. Their lies couldn't hold weight anymore. Their games couldn't break you anymore. Their manipulations became useless. They lit the match, thinking they would burn you alive. But in the end, they only set fire to their own kingdom. And you? You walked away, untouched,